scissor runs. Scissor runs are really important to help establish the athlete's willingness to use hamstring and glute to be able to push through and not rely on the knee bending and having to yield and push, but also showing us how well the ankle and knee can stay stiff. So to be able to do a good scissor, we have to straight leg push into the ground, ankle has to be stiff and flat, and then to be able to resist those forces from the floor to then allow us to push through the hip. Okay, if the ankle and knee aren't stiff enough, you might see a pointed toe, you hit the floor in front, maybe there's a bit of knee bend before you can then push off, and it just almost starts to look like more like running, and they can't tolerate that force. If you can do it, it'll be stiff leg, stiff knee, no real flex, and then that can push us through into the next one. Okay, it's really important, especially in a rehab context, because it's going to let us understand one, the actual physical qualities, like can they do it, but also establish the athlete's willingness to do it. So if they don't have those qualities, the athlete's not going to want to do it. When they're pushing here, if they can't pull up very far or very fast, from this position here, you have to recruit glute and hamstrings from a longer position, which then, so if they're not allowing themselves to get up high, it means that they don't want to produce force from this position. Okay, you might see them come up high and then bend to come down, but if they can go up high, it means they're happy, the athlete is happy getting this swing and coming from a high position to swing down. Okay, and if they're not, there's maybe a underlying physical quality. The hamstrings aren't happy under length to contract quickly, which we need in that running gait up here to snap down. So with the scissor run, you might start low key, more like a stiff leg run and build. So I'll be starting with a stiff leg run here, and you build the stride. And then just to show what maybe a bigger scissor looks like, if I go from further back, build. So I know for me that my work-ons are, I do need a bit of a stiffer ankle. I'm going a little bit on the pointed toe side of things. Stiffness around the knee is decent, and I'm really thinking, how can I squeeze and push at my hip? What we don't want to see is too much swinging up. You might see this as another conversation. They swing really high up, and they're thinking more of like legs in front rather than hitting the floor and pushing back. Okay, you want to see more of a range where they can come up high, but then hit the ground fast and push and create this range, rather than not really pushing and just relying on lifting. So we don't want to see a lift. You see, I'm not really pushing behind myself. Instead, less lift in front, push. The way you can progress these is we can start adding different challenges or constraints, bands, med balls, plates in front or overhead to challenge trunk position, even adding rotations. But then the other way is we can bleed that into a dribble. So you can start going from scissor runs and transitioning into a dribble, and it's kind of practicing that efficiency of your technique or the coordination side of things, where you understand the differences between technical aspects. So you can really go from, right, I know what a dribble is, I know what a scissor is, I can transition between the two. So a quick transition, even though I'm not at full speed, look like scissor.